Hello, welcome to the Black Salt Mirror. I will be doing a tarot reading for you today for whatever energies want to come through for the day that you find this. Doesn't have to be the day that I post it, but it will be your today. I'll be using the light gray tarot for this first part here. The Ten of Pentacles. A very steampunk rendition of this one, and she's selecting which pentacle she wants to clip off, which reminds me of the Fates. One of them cuts the string at the end, one of them measures the string, and then the first one weaves the string, but they've got the Moire. This speaks kind of about selection though. Pentacles represent physical things, money, resources, your house, your belongings, things that are material. And the 10 is a completion. It's everything that you want. However, she's very particularly selecting this one pentacle and snipping it from where they're hanging above her. There's a message of discernment here, that not all opportunities that are presented to you are opportunities that you want to take, and that you need to be humble, I'm hearing, and not greedy about what you do take. It's important to take just the ones that you want, just the ones that you need, and the ones that are best for you. And the red in the background reinforces that. It's the root chakra of needs, needing, well, let me turn off the air conditioning. It was funny because I was outside in the horrific southern heat thinking about how air conditioning is a necessity in certain places. I lived abroad for a while and they didn't have it at all, and it was crazy. The next card is the Four of Swords in reverse. This is not a time of rest per se, particularly not an angelic rest. You see the halo above his head, this vampire looking guy, and how he's got this halo? It's more that being selective is to not overwhelm yourself. It's not like for morality that you're being kind and leaving other options for whoever. It's so that you don't overwhelm yourself with choices. Because when you take more than you need, then you have a lot of stuff that you don't need. If you take more food than you need, the food will spoil. If you take more like items that you need, you have to store them. My family used to like to buy things in bulk and then you need the space for it. You need the closet or the whatever, and sometimes things don't last. Well, most things don't last forever, even if they're not perishable by definition. Yeah. This is the Six of Wands. Just this little person sitting on a wand with their treasured wand. This one has the bow around it, and they're holding it to their face and kind of cuddling it. And there's nothing else. There's no bag. There's this person is kind of dressed like a doll. Only take what brings you success. And the Six of Wands is the victory card, and on the blue hair you can see the victory crown. But this came from like the appropriate selection of passions, of, I'm hearing it's about your energy, because the Wands is a fire card and they frequently represent the things that you're passionate about. And in order to not burn yourself out by making the appropriate selection, and the 10 is the most tangible success, the material success, the one that you select, you need to make sure it's the one that you care about. So this is also speaking of not juggling different projects for whatever reason, but to pick the one that you love the most, that you feel most fulfilled by, and to put the energy that you have into that. Because they're saying trying to juggle other projects will make you tired, and it will give you a point later. I don't know where my chin's itching. Maybe that's significant to somebody. It will give you a point later where you have to cut out the other options. And sometimes once you start getting traction on different things that you're doing, it makes it harder to stop. And then you'll get external pressure. It's particularly hard when you have two things that you're working on, and one is making you a lot of money, but that you don't like it. And the second one is what you really care about, because it's hard to give up something that's very lucrative for you, particularly if you need that money. And they're saying, just don't put yourself in that situation. Like, don't pursue something that you don't want to stay with. And if you've started investing in something that you thought was your passion and it's just not in practice what it felt like in theory, then just leave it. Like, don't think that because it was your passion that it should stay your passion. Passion is something that you feel all the time, something that you enjoy doing, and even when it's difficult or a struggle, you still like it because it gets you something. Like, it's a pleasant struggle, it's a worthwhile struggle. And there's a lot coming through here about where you're putting your energy right now, and to make sure it's only the things that you love and that you want. The Hierophant. Number 5. You know from experience. Yeah, you see the lotus in this figure's lap. You have learned through experience this lesson that I'm talking about. You know, you've had it before. You've tried to do everything. You've wanted to have it all, to pursue everything. But they're like, you know which thing you should be focusing on right now, and you need to only focus on that right now. And that can be where the difficulty comes from. You see that their 3 faces are making different expressions. They're like, it's hard to take certain wisdoms and to apply them. And sometimes we convince ourselves that maybe this is different, and maybe you don't actually know for a fact, and maybe like you're just wrong and you're rationalizing. But they're like, no, you know that you need to focus on the one thing and not get distracted and bogged down by everything else around you. And you know this from experience, and you have to listen to your experience, because this will have happened to you before. This one wants to come out. Yeah. 2 of Swords. She's always blindfolded, and she's got the swords crossed in front of her. Here she's got 4 arms, so she's got the 2 holding the swords, and then she's got the 2 with the crystals. And normally the swords, oh yeah, she's got her 3rd eye open too. That reinforces what I was gonna say. Normally the swords are to block off thoughts, because the swords are thoughts, and the emotions are always behind her in the water. In the swords cards, you always look for the water. It's like, I'm going to use these thoughts to shield me from what I'm feeling. However, she also has crystals. So in this circumstance, she's using the thoughts to shield off the emotions so that she can get divine guidance through the crystals. It's a symbol of esotericism, if that's a word, because she's got her 3rd eye open. So there is divine guidance coming through to you should you wish to take it. And they're saying you don't have to let your emotions get tangled up in this. You can use your thoughts and your words, and you can ask for help in this circumstance if you need the way illuminated. And you can really see the stars behind her. And this comes up a lot lately when I'm talking about divine guidance, when I'm talking about taking your path, is you always see the stars, because your soul contract is written in your astrology, in your natal charts, and the timing of it aligns to the timing of the stars as they are now. So you can see your path in that way, and what you had agreed to do and what you were meant to do. We've got the Six of Swords again. She always comes up, and she's in this glowing goo, naked as the day she was born, contemplating. The Six of Swords to me is always about movement, but this is a more internal kind of movement because she's not moving at all. And she's green, which is the color of the heart chakra. And it's almost like she's leaking it below her, and she's looking at what her heart desires, and she's sitting with it, and she's meditating. And the movement is coming from inside of her, just like all the shadow work happens internally and people outside. Often a criticism of shadow work is people think you're faking illness because you feel sick. You feel really sick, and you usually have to take a step back from life, but you don't look sick or have any of the usual symptoms like a stuffy nose or anything. And people really struggle with having to make grace for someone who's sick for longer than a short period of time. Most people will want to get the little warm fuzzy from like being supportive of you this one day, but if you have extended sickness, people really don't like it, and they don't want to have to make those accommodations for you, because then they have to wonder why they're not making those accommodations for themselves. But now is the time to seek guidance. For whoever found this today, they're offering you guidance. They're saying it's inside of you, it's in your natal chart, and you can also ask us. You can meditate and ask us which direction you're going in. On the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. As Persephone, the High Priestess guards the wisdom to the other side of the veil. She's always got the moon behind her. The moon governs the High Priestess card. And there are also water lilies below her. Swamps could be important to you. The lotus came up in the Hierophant, and it's been coming up lately. Water lilies, lotuses, things that grow out of murky water. In these kind of ecosystems where everything is constantly turning over, and it's very rich in nutrients because of all the things that are constantly dying and providing nutrients to the things that are constantly growing. And so where the mushrooms are here because they're the decomposers. There is a wisdom. I hope you can't see the camera bouncing. There's a lot of kids that live nearby me right now, and they make the floor jiggle. I can hear them. But that's life, that's young life, it's energy, it's a beautiful thing, children, and all the energy that they have. It's just that the wisdom exists for you. I'm gonna get one, I think that's the end of that message. I'm gonna get an oracle though, just to close out. There might be something about kids, because it was important that I pointed it out to you and then stopped there. The disruptions, they're saying, are not always bad. Sometimes they pull you out of your thoughts, and that's a good thing. To clean out, to birth new ideas, acorns. The seeds of your life, of your passion, of the things that you're building and that are going to stand out to you when you look back on your life as the things that you were happy that you did or the accomplishments that you made. There are moments of clarity in distraction and in happiness. The bottom of the deck is the pig. Notice the things that make you happy. They keep saying this over and over in all of my readings. Notice the things that make you happy. Follow those things, plant them as seeds. And know that they will grow into huge trees. But they need to be nurtured And that's where your attention and energy come in. You, through working on these things, through bringing that joy into your life, you're growing these seeds of passion and movement inside you. That is the movement that's coming into you, out of you, that's springing upon your person and out into the world as energy. It's these seeds that you're planting right now of the things that you care about, of the things that matter to you, of the things that you want to put your energy into. And pick the one or grouping, however it works for you, that you care the most about, that you love. I'm saying love is very significant, that you love. And that's the one that will be successful because you love it, because it's your favorite, because that matters. It matters that something is your favorite. It matters that it means the most to you. It matters that you care about it so much. That's not an accident. That's not a happenstance. These feelings that you have for it are a sign. They're a sign from the other side, communicating to you that this is the one. You love it because it's going to be successful, and it's going to be successful because you love it. And all you have to do is love it and give it your time and attention, just like you would a friend. And I love you, and I will see you very soon.